Okay, this is directions for your assessment. It is not a test. It is called a one-pager activity. It is going to be using one of the stories that we've read in class. So for this assignment, you will need a plain piece of paper, whether it's computer paper, construction paper, or line paper, but it must be done neatly and not in a rush. You will need markers, colored pencils, or crayons. You can also use colored pens. You will need a ruler or straight edge to make your lines very organized. You will need one of the stories that we've read in class. So for first and third, you are only able to read The Landlady and the Telltale Heart. For second and fourth, you were able to read The Landlady and Monkey's Paw. But I wanted to do the different stories, and so I kind of split them amongst the different classes. It is important to understand this activity should not be fully completed on the computer. You may type some of the responses, such as the quotes and things, but you are not to use any pictures from the internet. The illustrations must be your own and not taken from the internet. You will lose points if you are. It's also called plagiarism. You're not able to take and use something as your own. You should always make sure of it. To turn it in, you will take a picture of it or you will scan it to be turned in. So what should it look like? Don't worry about your name being on the back of the paper because I'm not going to get to see it anyways. So you should have it written in ink. It should be in colored pencil, or you should use a marker or colored pens or just regular ink. But I do need it to be colorful. Your ideas should be organized, presented clearly. And you should use your best penmanship. So if you don't write perfectly neat, it's okay as long as I can read it. You should organize it so that it makes sense, and creativity is a must. It is part of the rubric, which you will see. So you have read two spooky stories, so you will choose one. You do not do two. You do one of these. The title must be on your one-pager as well as the author's full name. You also will need to find two significant quotations from the text and explain why you think that they are important. These quotes should help propel the story forward and should be extremely important to the plot of the story. So you will look through the story and pick two. Then you will explain each one. You will also include a summary of the story. It should not go on and on and on. It should talk about what is the main points of the story and go from there. The next part is the theme. So I should be able to tell what the theme is of the story based on this part. You are explaining the theme. It can use images as well as the words. Now through all of this, I should be able to tell mood and tone. So I'm really looking for your ability to show me all of this information through this. You will then choose two or more illustrations that represent the ideas discussed in the text. They are not to come from the computer, they're your creations. So it's important to realize through all of this, I'm able to tell mood and tone, and I should be able to see all of it. Now I'm going to take this time and I'm going to show you some examples. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples. So now this is a really good artist. So understand, I get it that not everybody is a good artist. You can definitely figure out ways of doing this story and this assignment without being perfect with being, to draw. So in fact, I'm going to start with one that, so you see that you have to have the title. You also have to have the author's name. Now this person decided to make it very decorative, and we have the monkey's paw in the middle. You also have, now realize this person used stuff from the movie a little bit. I didn't realize that until yesterday when someone pointed out, and I really thought it was Herbert's funeral, but it wasn't. So this one really isn't the best one to show you, but kind of the setup is what I want you to look at more than the content. And so you want to think about how you can set that up. Now this one is a really good monkey's paw one. It was drawn, but look at that. Look how amazing that is. And that person really created a good way of organizing their information, the quotes and the summary and everything without necessarily, with all of it just being engulfed. It's just such an awesome one. Let's see, here's another monkey's paw that was just free-handed drawn. And so you can see that they use the illustration as most, the most defining part, but it does have all the elements. I have a really good landlady. Here's a good one that you can see. Okay. Again, it's all about how you set it up. Right. Here's my really good landlady one. Let me tell you what. These kids could draw last year, and I really hope I get to see you draw this time because I want to know who are my artists in this, in that I teach, and then also who is my, who has the best penmanship. I love to see this about you guys and be able to learn about you. So those are some examples. Let me see if there's another. Here's another good one. Again, great way of being artistic and creative. May not necessarily always be the most perfect drawers, and I totally get that about everyone. Again, I am not an artist by no means. Let's see if there's another one. There's another monkey's paw. I think that was their favorite story last year was the monkey's paw. So definitely a way for you to be creative. Some people are not always about being able to take a test, and I am not that way. And so it's important to realize that you need to. For those of you doing the telltale heart, oh wait, nope, that's monkey's paw again. Look at this one, heart. Look at that, how defining that is, and how they were able to set that up. Another telltale heart is right here. Being able to really show. There's that eye, there's the lantern. What a role that played in it. So really think about how you can, what illustrations can you come up with? So thinking about how it's going to be graded. One, there is a rubric. It's on the 3rd page of this document. This is a test grade. This is a great way to get 100 as a test grade, guys. It is not due until November the 8th, so that is a week from this coming Sunday. It is important to realize that there will be no extra days in that. It's going to close that evening. And so you need to make sure that it is turned in before the 8th. You will get some time next week to work on this. Tuesday is not a school day, so our Tuesday, Thursday classes, you will miss Tuesday, so you will get a few minutes on Thursday to work. If you get it turned in and it's the best of your ability, you're welcome to go in and turn it in whenever you do. But you want to make sure that you're thinking about exactly how you can make this project. If you go to the final page, you can look, if you give everything and then some, you get 25 points for the required elements. Now it says use of class time. So what that basically means is that I'm going to say that I expect you to use your time for the next week so that you can get it done. It doesn't say, hopefully you're not going to distract others, but kind of that's a give me of 25 points. Make sure that everything is spelled correctly, punctuation and capitalization and organized. I should not see a hot mess express in your project. It should be exceptionally attractive. I want to make sure that it looks really, really, really appealing. So you want to make sure of all of that. And if you have any questions, I will go over this again next week, but I wanted to kind of record this, especially since we're dealing with some electricity issues today.